Good morning, class, and welcome to Mrs. Ake's Science Room. Today we're going to be talking about plants, seasons, and the things that are going on outside. You are going to need your science journal, and we're going to need some scissors. You're going to have a leaf worksheet. You need your colored pencils or your markers. Let's see, and yeah, that's what you're going to need. And we're going to watch a video. We're going to do some stuff in our science journal, and we're going to do some observations outside. So I hope you brought your jacket and your scarf because it's a little nippy outside. So first things first, let's start off by going over the important vocabulary words that we're going to have in this lesson. Mrs. Ake has already done hers, so you can see what I've got. I have our very first one, and you can pause this video so that you can take time to write down the words off the screen so you don't have to try and write super fast. So you can just pause me, you just hit the pause button, pause me, and write these down. The first one is seasons. So seasons, we have summer, fall, spring, winter. And that's the 4 quarters that we divide our year into, and we use it kind of we use it in our minds and in group conversations as a way to describe what time of the year we're in. So if I said it's summer, then you're gonna know here in Kansas that it's probably pretty hot and dry. And if I said that it's spring, then you might think it's really windy and wet and things are starting to, like leaves are starting to come. And so that's the 4 quarters that we divide our year into, are the seasons. And then Mrs. Ake just made little pictures down here to remind me. So I've got, for summer, I've got a sun because it gets really hot in Kansas. And for fall, I have a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern, because everybody here in my world loves jack-o'-lanterns and pumpkin patches and corn mazes. And then over here you will see, I tried to do it in the same order that I wrote it just to help me remember spring. You see my 3 little pieces of grass? I did that because for me, spring means that things are turning green again. The grass is coming up. And then, of course, I have for winter, which I kind of have it out of order, don't I? I do, don't I? Then I have made a snowflake for myself. But this is just to help me the different times of the year. Just help me remember. Then the next thing in my journal is a word called dormant. So this is dormant. And dormant is when plants rest and slow down or pause what they're doing. So what they normally do. And you see plants go dormant. You do. You see the effect of that, and we'll talk about that more in the lesson. And then my little picture to help me remember what this word means is right here. I've got a little bed, and I've got a little flower taking a nap on the bed, so I can remember that plant is that's what dormant means. It's taking a little break, slowing way down. My next word, again, you can pause me because you don't want to try to write as fast as I'm talking. Photosynthesis. The way plants change, Mrs. Ake spelled that wrong. That should have an E at the end. The way plants change light energy into chemical energy to make food. And I have a little cereal bowl and a fork and spoon, and then I have the sun in the bowl. That's to help me remember that that's what that process is where the little plants are changing. And then you'll notice I didn't do anything on this back page because I used markers and they come through. So I just went to the next page to make it easier for me to read my journal. And then my last vocabulary word is chlorophyll. That is the green color in plants that absorb sunlight for energy to use in making food. So that process we talked about just a minute ago, that vocabulary, photosynthesis. Chlorophyll is what absorbs the sunlight so that we can have photosynthesis. And chlorophyll is the green that you see in plants, their leaves, their stems. And so I have the green leaf here. Mrs. Ake is not an artist, but this is for me. This is so that I can remember. And I want you to do the same thing. I want you to make these kind of little pictures so you can remember what your vocabulary words. So you can just look at it and then you'll get a picture in your head. And then, so I have the leaf and it's pulling in a green leaf and it's pulling in the sun rays from my sun up here. Okay. So that, I want you to write all those down, and you can pause me and back it up. And if we were in a brick and mortar classroom, I would put this on the board for you and have plenty of time to write it. But because we're in a virtual one, you have the pause button. So you can pause me and you can back me up and you can just do whatever you need to do so that you can get this in your journal. Okay, so now we're going to watch a little short, we're going to watch a read aloud about a book called Seasons. And then we're going to head outside to observe what's going on in our world outside in Kansas. Remember, you're going to want your jacket and your scarf. Okay, class, this is the video of the Read Aloud Seasons. Hopefully you can see it.
A Book of Seasons.
We'll include the link so you can go look at it yourself on your computer.
By Alice and Martin Provenson. Winter is here. Put on your boots. Find your mittens. You can build a snowman. Winter is the cold season of the year. It's a time for snow shovels and warm woolen scarves. You can ride downhill on sleds when snow is on the ground. But look, what is happening? The snow is melting. A bright purple flower is poking through the snow. The days are longer. The sap is running in the maple trees. It's maple syrup time. It's the first day of spring. Spring can be rainy, or spring can be sunny. Spring is a breezy, blossomy season. Everything is fresh and sweet and clean. Summer follows spring. The days grow longer and the nights are warm. Take off your shoes. Summer is the time to go barefoot. Now you can be out of doors all day long. It's fun to lie in the green grass and look at the sky. In summer, you can work in the garden. You can plant a flower or watch a butterfly. You can eat a green bean. But summer doesn't last long. The days begin to grow shorter and cooler. The leaves turn red and orange and gold. Put on your jacket and take a walk. The first day of fall is here. Now the leaves are brown and falling down. It's fun to rake them up. You can hide in a pile of leaves, but not for long. Someone is sure to find you. The days are colder now. It's time to cut firewood. Fires are cozy on cold winter nights. Suddenly, one day, the snow begins to fall. Put on your hats. Don't forget your mittens. Where are your boots? It's the first day of winter again. Once more, it's the season for skates and sleds. A whole year has passed. A year is the time between one birthday and the next. You can have a skating party if your birthday is in winter. But look, what is happening? The ice on the pond is breaking up. The snow is melting. There's a little green leaf on the tree. Spring is here again. Spring is the Earth's birthday. It comes again and again and again. A Book of Seasons by Alice.
Okay, now we're going to head outside to do some observations in our world outside. So now we're outside. This is in Mrs. Egg's front yard. And we're going to observe something really interesting. I don't know if at your house, can you hear that? Can you hear that? That's all of the leaves under my feet, and they're crunchy. They're crunchy because, look, do you see this one? Look at that, it's all brown. And some of the leaves on this tree, so I can try to show you, are still green. And I'm gonna save that one for my science journal. And then some of the leaves on this tree have started to not be so green anymore. I don't know if you can see this guy right here. He's kind of spotty brown, and let's see if I can get where you can see it. And it's starting to turn yellow. And then let's see. Let me reach up here and see if I can get this one. This one, look at that. It's almost completely brown. I'm gonna save these. So I want you to look around your yard outside, and I want you to find some of these leaves that are brown and green. I want you to see if you can find some that are still green, and the browns and the yellows and the oranges, because it's fall, and in fall our leaves change colors. That's what we're going to be talking about. I know we've done a lot of talking about seasons and reviewing. So here in Kansas, like what is happening right now outside in Kansas, in your part of the world in Kansas? I want you to think about that. So if you said the temperature is dropping, that would be right. In Kansas, the temperature is dropping. If you said the leaves are falling and turning colors, you would be right. That is happening here in Kansas. If you said the days are getting shorter, so when I get on the bus in the morning, or when mom goes to work in the morning, walk around, there's lots of cars behind me, but I want to go to this next tree over here because it's starting to make little berries and stuff. If you said that the days are getting shorter, you'd be right. The days are getting shorter. And what we're going to talk about today is why do the leaves in Kansas, why do their leaves turn colors? Why do some of the trees turn a beautiful orange color and then their leaves fall to the ground? And so I want you to think about what we learned in our vocabulary words, where we talked about the photosynthesis and the chloroplast, or the chlorophyll, and what was needed for that process. And then I want you to think about what you know about this time of year. And I want you to consider why you think that possibly the leaves are changing colors and falling to the ground. I really wanted to get over here. My neighbor, if you were here, you could see it. And I can't even see if you can see it because my screen gets... My neighbor has a tree in their yard, I think it's right back there, that has turned a beautiful red color. It isn't green anymore. It was green all summer, but now it's not. Anyway, I want you to think about it. if you remember in our science journal, we wrote down that, Sick is running out of time, that photosynthesis is the way plants change light energy into chemical energy to make food. Okay, so if they're taking light energy and making it into food, and the days are getting shorter, what do you think is happening? Why do you think that the leaves are changing colors? And I want you to write this down in your journal. So Mrs. Ake would write that down. I'm holding my laptop right now, so I can't very easily. I want you to write that down. Okay, you can pause me. And then after you do that, in your Google Classroom, because that's where I would post the worksheet, is a worksheet. It's got different colored leaves on there. I want you to clip out the labels. It's got the instructions on it, but cut out the labels and glue the labels onto the leaves that you think came from that season. Are they from fall or are they from summer? Okay, and I want you to look, given what we've observed today, what we've talked about today, I want you to look at those colors of the leaves and determine what season you think that they came from. And then I want you to glue that into your science notebook. Or you have the option of, you can go outside and you can collect the leaves that are just hanging on from summer. So Mrs. Ake told you what color the leaves are as their summer. If you can find some leaves in your yard that are still that color, you can glue those into your science notebook. And I want 2 of those. And then I want 4 leaves that are the colors of fall. The ones that don't have that chlorophyll in them anymore. And they look different than the leaves of summer. And I want you to glue those into your notebook. So you'll have 6 leaves all together glued into your science notebook, or you can choose to do the worksheet and not use actual leaves. That's your choice. And then we're going to have a whole series where we study the trees and what they're doing during this season here in Kansas. And like I said, I hope you guys have got your scarf and jacket on because it is getting kind of chilly here. And I don't even know. Mrs. Ake can't find the pause button.